What up, it's your boy Roy Jones Jr. Right now you're checking out Lineal Boxing TV with Bertie. Don't miss it, the man is fantastic. He even tell you about, look, he got the best looking guy ever boxed, the best fighter power ever.
Steve, Lineal Boxing TV. If you could kindly just introduce yourself to the camera.
Hi, my name's Paul Ogedengbe.
You've just come over from Australia?
Yeah, I have done.
Well, you're 6-0?
6-0.
5 knockouts?
Yeah, 5 knockouts. One got away from me. Started boxing at university. It was something to get fit.
Yeah.
So, and got into the ring and just loved it, and decided to have bouts and then turn professional.
Turn professional in Australia?
Yeah, I turned professional in Australia.
How did that sort of process come about in Australia as opposed to England? Was it hard? Was it?
No, relatively easy, but it was an experience. It was a good experience. I found the transition different to be an amateur. Obviously no head guard, no a bigger crowd there. You're underneath the lights and all. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
So how long did you stay in Australia for?
I was over in Australia for 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
And you've been back in England for a year, yeah?
Yeah, for a year so far.
And so how has it come about you coming back to England and then training with Guildford Boxing Club?
Well, I got introduced to Johnny via a friend from Australia. He recommended coming down here and seeing if I like the place, if there's a connection there, and me and Johnny just took off straight away.
Yeah.
I could see he's got a deep knowledge of boxing, so it was good talking to him about boxing, and yeah, we just into the spot.
You sort of clicked, don't you? It's important you get that sort of
definitely.
Get that relationship. Have you met many of the other lads down here? Got a good stable in house?
Yeah, we've been doing some sprints together. It's got a brilliant stable here, brilliant bunch of boys over here. It'll be good. Getting to know them in the ring as well.
Yeah.
Sparring with them.
Some tough guys down there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there are.
Good to test yourself.
Yeah, they're going to push me.
Yeah.
They're going to push me real hard.
Talking about pushing you really hard, you were telling me a funny little story about Nigel Benn?
Oh yeah, Nigel Benn, sparring him. Because he was an ex-professional, we got into the ring doing a charity event, and as he'd retired, so I thought, oh, let me just mess around with him. It was just a play spar.
Yeah.
But he still packs a punch, and he caught me, and I was like, oh, I thought this was for show. And I realised you were trying to take my head off. Yeah, but it was a good experience.
Any other good experiences out there in Australia? I bet everything's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's small spread out, Australia. So to get sparring was a bit difficult. To get good sparring was very difficult. Yeah. They've got some really good fighters coming through over there, especially in the national team. But for me, in North Sydney, I found it hard to get a really good trainer over there. So that's why I'm happy to be where I am now with Johnny, because he really focuses on skill. I felt like over in Australia, my training is more so focused on power. I think I've got natural power, so that's not something I needed to focus on. Something like power, I felt like I needed to just hone in skills, timing and skill, sharpness. Other things I like to focus on.
You said obviously you have trouble sparring in Australia and stuff. You're not going to get that trouble here, are you?
No, not at all.
The wealth of talent in this country is where it's at, isn't it, boxing at the moment?
Yeah, boxing's...
if you want to make it, you need to come here.
Yeah, boxing's a massive sport over here. We've got some really good champions over here. It was... watching boxing from over in Australia, I was so proud, of seeing all the world champions come out of this country, made you feel proud. Yeah. So I'm glad to be back.
Heavyweight, is that right?
Heavyweight or cruiser.
Heavyweight or cruiserweight. Yeah. What's your sort of preferred? Because you fought a cruiserweight, haven't you?
Yeah, I fought cruiser, and mainly it was like I was meant to compete at cruiser.
Yeah.
But it was just hard to find to get different bouts at that weight.
Yeah.
Because they tend to be heavy. Like in Australia, they tend just to be mainly heavyweights rather than cruiser. But people kept on pulling out, so it was a challenge.
I think as well though, like the bigger guys, Michael Hunter's proved if you've got the skill set, you can take on any of the big heavyweights and compete against them.
You've got speed, and you're going to have power at cruiserweight regardless. So and
Usyk's not that big a guy as well.
Yeah,
and he's
brilliant fighter.
Yeah,
he is can move, can bang as well. Has a brilliant boxing IQ.
Yeah,
boxing IQ is up there with some of the greatest.
Yeah, he can work. He's got that Lomachenko style, isn't he? Where he can download it, play a game of chess in the ring, sort of thing, and change his style.
Yeah, and he's got the work rate as well. His work rate is unbelievable. You know, moving around the ring continuously as a southpaw. You know, it's a bit hard to see where that where his backhand
comes from. Switch it as well.
Yeah, he can.
So, what can people expect from you?
Well, I want to push myself to try and get either a British title or a European title. Really, I'm willing to put the work in, give it my all. Hopefully, you'll see a lot more skill, and my work rate's going to be extremely high as well.
It's very important for a heavyweight as well, isn't it? To get that work right.
Yes, if you can get your like a lot of boxers in the heavyweight don't have a high work rate, but if you can, this can be the distinguishing factor which propels you to greatness.
Do you know, and that's my heroes of Van Holyfield.
Yeah,
exactly that. People don't realise he won most of his fights just on pure work rate alone. Just
constantly bouncing on his toes. It was a cruiserweight, so then switched to heavyweight, constantly on his feet, bouncing and working throughout. Yeah, you know,
not giving anyone a second rest.
No, and banged hard. Yeah.
Because you've got a couple of titles on Australia as well. What did you win on Australia?
I won the New South Wales cruiser and heavyweight title. Yeah. So kind of fast track, trying to just bang out as many fights as I can. Yeah, and try and go for this title.
You got some good competition though, especially in freeweight. Lance Okoli's obviously top of the tree at the moment. He's have you watched many of his fights? How would you compare yourself with someone like him?
Yeah, I've watched one of his fights, and he's really good. It'll be a good match between the both of us.
And what's the actual end goal?
To win the title over here, on home ground, really. World champ, European champ, or British champ. One of them. You know, I'm going to push myself, see what I can do. Really give it my all. Give it 100%. Yeah, 110%.
So who did you go out watching?
I love the old school fighters. I love going taking them way back and watching the old school fighters. You know, a big fan of Ali, a big fan of Willie Pip, and
talking about him.
We were talking about Prince Nassim as well, and Joe Kawasaki's work rate was tremendous as well. I do love watching him, and Eubank was a banger. Nigel Benn, love watching their fights. Who was I watching today? Actually, I was watching Willie Pitt today. Actually, and Sugar Ray Robinson as well. Yeah,
they're just different level. These old school fights, aren't they?
15 rounds.
15 rounds, and
of war,
and then just non-stop action and. So it's going to be an exciting little journey, isn't it?
I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking to push myself. Yeah.
Is this going to be full time for you now? Is it or?
Full time training, working really hard, day in, day out. Yeah.
How can people follow you?
On my website.
We'll get a little link to that.
We'll add links below. Yeah. Hopefully.
Have you got a nickname?
I'm working on that actually.
You need a good nickname.
I need a good one. One that rings out.
Yeah, that's it. John's got a great stable here at the moment.
He has.
Good bunch of lads, and they all seem to be pushing each other on. So
you're going to have some really good names that come out of this gym. Yeah, you know, some really good boys, and they are all willing to put in the work. You know, the fight, like as I'm sure a million people said, this fight's actually won in the ring in the gym. So I should say, you got to have a certain amount of confidence. not overconfidence. You've got to have a certain amount of confidence. You don't want to be overconfident, and you've got to believe in yourself as well.
Yeah.
You know, and Johnny can bring that out of all of these fighters here. So
watch this space.
yeah, exactly. Watch the space.